guys, oh my gosh, this video is such a long time coming. I promised this to you guys a couple weeks ago, but finally I'm getting around to it. I wanted to introduce you to a very special girl, everyone. This is Bella. And Bella is extra special because Bella is what we call a Kwee. Before I get into what a Kwee is, let me just tell you a little bit about her story. Bella was adopted through the rescue back in December of 2015, and that's Los Angeles Guinea Pig Rescue. And she was adopted as a solo guinea pig because at the rescue they tried her with every combination of guinea pig under the sun, and she tried to kill everyone. And I'm just exaggerating, but I mean, I'm sure she didn't really try to kill them, but she hated everybody that they tried her with. So they adopted her out to a nice family, but unfortunately, the family discovered that they were allergic. The mom was severely allergic to either Bella or the hay, not quite sure. But the rescue is about an hour and 15 minutes away from my house, and the people lived pretty close to me. They actually had driven all that way to adopt her, but it came time for them to rehome her, and because I'm close to them, I agreed to go ahead and rather than make them drive all the way back to the rescue to return her to the rescue, I just went about 10 minutes down the road and picked her up. And so as soon as I saw her, I realized right away what a special girl she was. And again, Bella is a Kwee, and some people say Cooey, but I say Kwee. I'm not sure what the right way is to say it, but I don't think it really matters. But the thing about Kwees is that they are extra large. They are like double or triple the size of your standard guinea pig. Bella is 4 pounds 2 ounces, and that's actually petite in the world of Kwee. Last year I did a video on my channel with kind of a funny title. It was called the Big Ass Guinea Pig Competition, and it was a video I did about a fundraiser we had, and I will link that video down below if you want to go watch it. But the guinea pigs, the Kwee in that video at the Big Ass Guinea Pig Competition were 6 pounds. So Bella is, like I said, she's a petite little girl, and the Kwee were originally bred as a food source. And we don't know why or how, but they started turning up in Petco's and PetSmarts across Southern California, probably about 4, maybe 5 years ago now. And not only are the Kwee giant, and it's really hard to get a sense of how big she is in the video, but if you look at her ears, we call them potato chip ears. They're just like they're bigger ears than normal, and they kind of sit a little bit more flat on their head. And their faces are longer, their hands are bigger, so they're big. So not only are the Kwee giant, but also 90 to 95% of them that we've seen come in shelters are unadoptable because they are wild. And I don't just mean skittish like your normal guinea pig that will be skittish, buck wild, to the point where they will leap out of their cages because they're so terrified. They'll leap out of your arms because they're so terrified. We've seen quite a few that come in through the rescue with broken legs and even broken backs because they were dropped because the people just couldn't hang on to them. So you have to have a lid on their cage. They're just terrified. And so it's a really sad thing because these families were adopting them, or they were buying them from the pet stores and not knowing what they were getting into, and it was just too much. So they started turning them in to shelters all around Southern California and rescues. And so we do have a sanctuary at Los Angeles Guinea Pig Rescue for the Kwee that are unadoptable, and they have a nice huge space that they can live, and they can just be with each other and not have to really get human contact because it's too much for them. Another really interesting thing about the Kwee is that they're so terrified that they won't eat around you. I was fostering a Kwee that just sat in her cage for a few hours just not eating, and I finally talked to one of my other friends, and she said, oh gosh, we'll cover the cage, you know, cover it with a blanket or a towel. So I did that, and then she started moving around and eating her food. So it's a really sad state of affairs here in California with the poor wild quees, because we just, you know, what do you do with them? They can't be adopted to people that don't know what they're getting into, and even people with a lot of experience don't want to deal, you know, with an animal that's just, you know, really wild. So, but the other interesting thing about that is, so I said 90 to 95% of them are just buck wild, but there's a 5 to 10% that are super tame, like Bella here. They're almost more tame than your most tame normal guinea pig. So that's been really kind of a cool thing, that we've seen a very select few come into the rescues that are just super tame, and they are amazing. Everybody wants them. So Bella, I picked her up from the people, and I got her back home, and I had her here, and I didn't intend on keeping her, even though I had already fallen in love with her, because she's just so sweet and super tame and comes to the side of the cage, and oh my gosh. But I took her all the way down to the rescue that Saturday. I was transporting some other animals, so I took Bella down to the rescue, and had every intention of turning her back over to the rescue. But all of my friends, all the other volunteers were making fun of me that day, because the whole time I didn't put her in a cage. We have cages that, you know, we put the rescue pigs, and the whole time I just kept holding her, and I put her back in my carrier, and everybody's like, you know, I noticed you didn't find a cage for her yet. And after about 3 hours, I was like, okay guys, I'm taking her home. And I was like, I'll foster her. And everybody's, you know, they knew, yeah, right, you're not fostering. So, yeah, I decided to keep her because I'm just so in love with her, and she is a rare kind of pig. The queens do have a shortened lifespan, between 3 and 5 years. 5 is pretty darn old for these guys, so we think she's already around 2 years old. So yeah, Bella is here to stay. I absolutely adore her. At this point in time, I don't have any plans to get a friend for her. I don't know. But she's got lots of other guinea pigs in the same room with her, and she can see and hear and smell everybody. She's in a Midwest guinea pig habitat now, but I feel like that's too small for her. It's the equivalent of like a 2x3 CNC. So I'm going to build a 2x4 CNC cage for her, and she will have more space, and that is Bella. So I hope you enjoyed meeting her, and hopefully when I get her new cage built, I can do a little cage tour, and yeah. So if you have any questions about Bella or Quiz or anything like that, feel free to ask them below, and thanks for watching guys. I'll see you soon. Bye!